Hello friends, welcome to the Tech with Soft. So today I'm making a video for Java 8 Stream API, right? As we know that Java 8 having a lot of changes on that. Stream API is one of the bigger change which does have change to write a program. Okay, from the traditional means from the Java 7 and from the Java 8 onwards. So we will see both how can we write the code in Java 7 and how does overcome that structures or syntax in Java 8. So we will look both of them. So here that session will be complete, that workshop will be complete on hands-on. So we will work on that, we will focus on them, right? So what could be that Java 8 Stream API? Let me explain you what are the different type of it. So the Stream API in Java introduced in Java 8, right? It was not before Java 8, it introduced in Java 8 onwards only, is a powerful tool for processing collections. That is one of the important part here. Streams is not a data structure. Stream is only used for processing collections. What it is having data structures, kind of list, kind of set, kind of map, kind of queue, right? So this collection, it does process the collections of data in a functional style. So we know that Java has provided that to write the code in the functional style. So whenever you want to write the code in the functional style, we have to use the Stream API. So it does process collections of data in a functional style. It provides high level abstraction for the operation like collections such as a filtering, mapping, sorting, reducing. So normally if you are aware about the data structure, right? If I have some data structures and if I have some data on it, right? Data structure means having a multiple records. That could be array type, that could be list type, that could be map type, that could be queue, that could be stack, right? That could be set, which is having a multiple data, right? So we have to perform some operation over the data. Like for example, I want to fetch this data. I want to filter that data with a specific requirement. Suppose I have like one objects where we have like suppose the people who are living in India, right? So they are having a 130 crores or something like that, right? But I want to filter that how many persons having a name which is having a like suppose starting with the A letters or starting with the B letters, or how many persons are living in a specific city, how many is male, how many is female, how many is children's child on it, right? So that is a kind of filter only. So that means we have a bulk of data where I don't want all data. I want filter that specific data. I want to map the data, right, with a specific type. I want to sort the data according to the age or according to the name or according to the email or mobile number, whatever it could be, right? Reducing the data. These all kind of operation which we do perform with the streams. So one thing you have to understand that streams is used only for processing collection of the data. It is not a kind of data structures, right? We have two type of streams, sequentially and parallel. So normally we do deal with the sequential streams only. Sometimes we do use with parallel also. So here I am covering with that example in definition of both. But the example which I will cover right now, that could be that will follow sequential streams only, right? So sequential stream is what? Sequential streams is a streams process elements on at a time in encounter orders, right? So it is process the elements one at a time. I mean, it is not going with the bulk of data. So if it is processing the data, right, it will take one elements complete and then one by one. It's like the order of the source, like a list, right? It is the default mode of you call like dot streams. So dot streams by default, whenever you will create, right, that time it will directly give me sequential streams only. For parallel streams, we have to give a parallel stream, then only it will make it call, otherwise it will not, right? So sequential streams just process the data elements one by one, right, one at a time. Parallel streams a type of streams that divides its elements into multiple chunks and process them in a parallel using a multiple threads, right? So first what happen, right, it will divide the data into different chunks, like some chunk means like kind of groups, right? So that groups will process data, right? That will process data in different threads. So here actually it is used fork join pool. So fork join pool also I will let you know what is this or how does it use, right? We have a different type of pool, right? So fork join pool dot common pool, that is using by the parallel streams. So when I will cover parallel stream, that time I will let you know about complete detail of fork join pool. It can be significantly improve the performance of the large data set or CPU intensive task. So where you want to perform that, improve the performance, definitely will go the parallel streams, but that is also having some kind of drawback, some kind of challenges. That also we will cover when I will completely focus on parallel streams. So right now you have to understand that we have two type of streams, sequential streams and parallel streams, right? Now we have a two type of operation that to be performed under sequential streams or that could be under parallel streams, right? So what are the two type of operation? First operation will be intermediate operation and second will be the terminal operation. That one of the important part which we must be aware about it, what are the terminal operation, what are the intermediate operations, right, with the streams. So we have a like filter, map, filter that filter the elements based on the conditions, map, transform each elements, flat map, distinct, sorted, limit, skip, peak. So these are the intermediate operations, right? And these are the terminal operation. The terminal operation is the streams pipeline triggers a processing the streams and produce a final result. So it is used for the final terminal operation will use only for producing the final result. So we will look on it with the hands-on, with the workshop, how does they work, how it can be used. So right now you just have to understand we have like terminal operation and intermediate operation both, right, in this stream. So now let's come to this example directly. Hope you have covered this. I mean for terminal operation, right, we have different methods. Let me cover them as well. For each we have collect. These are the different methods actually of the streams: collect, to array, reduce, count, any match, all match, right? So these are the definition. Perform all the actions for each element, convert streams into a collection or value, collect, right? It could be a any type of values, right? To array, convert stream to array, reduce the elements to an string values, count, reduce the count of elements, right? So these are the different kind of methods we have. All match, none match, where we want to check that it should match, all that condition should be satisfied, then it is returning true or false. Any match, all match, kind of that, right? True if any elements matches predicates, otherwise false, kind of that. So we will look this all the examples one by one. Okay, so first let's come to this IntelliJ idea and start with the first example. So here I created one small example where you can understand how can we write a Java code in Java 7. I mean before Java 8 it could be 765, and how it is, how can we write the same in the Java 8 onwards. So I made a one list of strings. So we know that arrays.asList, arrays is a predefined class which are having a one method like asList where I'm passing some strings. So I'm passing here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. I'm passing here 7 strings. So 7 strings I'm passing and it is converting into a list of strings, and I'm displaying that as well. That is displaying. Now what I'm doing here, I want to convert or I want to found empty strings. I want to know how many are empty strings under my list. And what I will do, I have made a one method. So using Java 7, right? Or let me find empty strings only, like that much. Okay. Not like Java 7. So that is an older approach, right? So here get count empty strings, right? Let me remove using also. So it is a call of the method and it is a implementation of the method, right? Then what happen? It will start from the count equal to 0. So count I made a one variable, right? Then strings, it is one array because here we have a list of strings, right? Then here every string, so it is an enhance for loop, right? Hope everybody know. Here we are keeping that list and it is a local variable. So this variable, what it will do, it will retrieve the value here. So inside that we have like 7 strings. So first it will get ABC only inside this string. Then it will check string dot is empty. It is a method of strings only, right? If it is empty, please count it. Otherwise, move out. So here what we are doing, first it will get ABC. So a string will having ABC, right? ABC will come from this list only. Then it will see this ABC is empty. Yeah, no. Condition will be false. Count again still remain 0 only, right? Then again it will go to the this for loop here, right? Then what happen? Again it will take what? Empty. So there string will having a blank, right? Empty. So this string is empty. Yeah, count will become 1. Then again it will go here. Then we'll get BC. From there it will, so it is a list only and it is a one by one will fetch, and it will check how many strings are empty, how many strings are not empty. So if it is empty, this condition will satisfy and count will increase. So this is an older approach that we were following. If someone will ask you, right, please write a code which could find empty string from the list of strings using Java, or it could be any way, right? Java 7 style, Java 6 style, like that. So you will write this code only. Now see how much it has reduced the work if I will go and use this in a Java 8 style, right? So what I will do here, I am writing a one Java 8 code here. Okay, just give me a minute. So here I will use what? So here first of all we have to convert my list into a stream, right? So first we have a strings. So let me write here a strings dot stream. Dot stream is our method that is a part of any all collection. You can look this stream is a method of what? Collection.java. So collection.java is a one class which is having a stream method. What does it do? It does convert. Let me write here. Okay, what stream does? Stream method, it does convert what? List into a stream. If I have a like list, right, and if you want to convert that into a stream, if you want to convert list into a stream, right, we have to use stream method, then it is converted into a stream. Now what my requirement? I have to filter it, right? I have to filter it. What I want to filter? I want to filter that empty only, right? So here I will write stream dot that according to operation only. I have to think what I have to do here, right? So what is my requirement? I have to filter it. So I will use filter, right? Filter. What filter does? If you can remember that in the previous session of mine, if you do not know, please watch it. I have covered some predefined functional interface. What I've covered? Predefined functional interface, right? Predefined functional interfaces, which was first one was predicate, okay, second one was function, kind of that, and then by function, right, by function, and then supplier and consumer, etc. So these are the predefined functional interface which I covered. So always remember that whenever streams will having a method, right, all that intermediate operations method, they does take somewhere this predefined functional interface as a parameter. So what filter does take? Because inside the filter, what I will do, I will write the lambda expression. So filter does used predicate, and you can look on it. Predicates will having a method that will always return true or false. So if I'm writing some lambda expression inside it, right, that means that is an implementation of the method which is a part of predicates. If you're not aware about it, I will request please watch my previous recording which was based on this predefined functional interface only, right? So I will write here some lambda expression. So I'm writing here as arrow, what as dot, what does it check? Is empty. So is as is what? As is, you can compare it like here. This strings is what? That a list only, right? And as is what? Like this string only. So it will read one by one. Let me make it a string here completely. Here as is small, right? So let me make it a string here. String dot is empty, right? So it is nothing like a kind of loop only. Filter, what does it do? It will count it. String arrow string dot is empty. So it will take first ABC from there. So ABC is empty, condition false, then blank, then it will increase it by one, right? After that, what I have to do? I have to count it. So then I have to use here dot count. So strings dot streams is converting into a stream. Then filter is applying the conditions where I'm filtering the data according to the empty or not. If it is empty, please count it. If it is not, do not count it. Right? It will return me one return result that could be a long type. Long type, what it could be? That could be suppose result. Okay. So inside this result, I will get that value. You can see here count. So here count will be the terminal operation and filter will be intermediate operation. So filter is only used for filtering the record, right? And count is doing what? Count is converting my list. I have a list, right, into a long, because here I want single result only, right? So that's why if you can see the definition, right, terminal operation always used to convert the list stream into a different type on a specific type, which type we want actually, right? So count is a terminal operation here, and if I will write here sys out system dot out dot println. What I will do here, I will write result here. So what I will get? I will get the count of empty string. See here, the code which took a 5-6 number of lines with a lot of for loops, with a lot of conditional statement, right? That is reduced into a single line. That's the power of Stream API. Here we are calling a method getCountStrings, right? GetCountStrings, and then here we are writing a single in a single line. So that is the Stream API. So with the streams, what is the requirement I have? I have to find that empty values only. Then it is displaying here. If you want to run it, right, please run it. So first you will get these complete strings that we are displaying here. Right after that we are getting empty string. So empty string we have a two-way, right? First it is calculating using the older approach, traditional approach, that is giving me this much only, right? After that I am getting this using the Java 8 style. So it is a Java 8 style way. Or I can do one thing, let me make one more method here that could be the same look like. Okay, or I can write this logic into different method also. So I can get a get count string using Java 8, something like that, right? And let me close that as well. And here I will write one return statement as simple as that. So return, what does return? It will return me this complete code. So I can control exit and I can paste it here, right? So here it could be a return type is like a type of long because it is returning long type only, right? And then same we can call this method there. Same we can call this method here actually. So what is happening? It is taking strings, list of strings as a parameter. So that way you can think we can divide that into different functions, or you want to write, you can write in a single file also. So here we have like empty count strings. So here it is calling this get empty using Java 8, and here it is the get empty using simple string like traditional approach. So here it is going to this method which is having a traditional methods approach, and if you are going with this, that time it is having a approach which is having a Java 8 style. So there is a Java 8 that is covering into single line, and here it is covering into multiple line. So that is the one thing you can compare both traditional approach and older approach. Sorry, older traditional approach or Java 8 approach, right? Next, suppose I want to find, or I want to count the length of that string, right? I want to count the length of string. So what I will do here, let me write one more function here. So I have one function, let me write this there somewhere. Now what is the requirement of mine? I have to find count of length. How many length we have? Like for example, first string I have a 3 number of characters. It is having a 0. It is having a 2. It is having a 3. So now my requirement is that in the interview you will get that question like that only. You have a list of strings. Now please write a code which could find. Let me write this here. Okay. Write a code which will find what? Length of every string. Length of every string using Java 8, right? So using Java 8, what I have to do, I have to find the length of every strings. I already have a list of strings, right? You have a list of strings. You may give this as well, right? You have a list of strings. You have list of strings. Okay, and write a code which will find length of every strings using Java 8. Then what could be your approach here? First you will write one method like get count length, right? Then that will take a one strings as a parameter, right? Then I will make a one more method here, same like that, and name of this method will be get count length. Okay, logic will be different here, right? What could be the logic here? If you want to find length, then it will calculate the length only, right? So that could be the logic for it. So what is it doing here? We have a like list of strings, right? Then it is finding count 0, then it is checking count is length double equal to 3, or what is the length of this, right? Not count, we can say like length, or let me say here we have want to find that should having exact 3 character, or that should having exact 4 characters length. So here I will change this. You have a list of strings and write a code which will find the length of the strings which are having a 3 only, which is 3 only, right? Find the length of every string which is a 3 only using Java 8 style. So here also we are doing the same, right? We are again filtering because I have a list of strings which are having a different length, right? Some of them having a 4 length, 5 length, 6 length, something like that, right? So here we have to write a strings which could find that strings which are having a 3 lengths. So here we are writing a logic, right? What? Count 0, string, that is strings, length double equal to 4. And here we are checking the empty only, right? Here we are checking the empty, does it empty or not? So this if part is doing here, which is checking empty, and here this if part is doing calculating the length of 3 only. If it is a 3 length, condition will be true and it will count it, right? That is also written here. What it will return? Let me write this directly in a sysout. So system.out.println, and I will pass this inside that only. Okay, get count length. Now I have to perform the same for Java 8 also. How can we do it? So in Java 8, it's too simple, right? Let me make it here or here only. So first again we have to write the same. So we have a one collection, that is a strings dot stream is converting into a stream dot filter. Again we have to write filter. Filter, what do we write? String, right? String dot length, string dot length double equal to 3 dot count. Simple, right? So strings dot stream is converting into a stream, that stream having a method like filter which is counting how many strings are having a 3 characters, right? And it is returning the result. Let me put that directly in sysout instead of putting that into a long. It does return the long type, but I am putting that into a sysout.println. So inside there we can directly put this code, or we can store this result into a variable, and the variable we can display it like that way. So that is also one way I can make this one variable and I can put that result of it and then we can display it. Or second way we can directly display them also, right? So here I have a two. Let me write this using old approach, okay, and I will use a plus. We know that concatenation, this is doing a concatenation only, right? Okay, there's a get count. Okay, here it is calling the method only, right? So not like this. Here we have to write like a traditional approach or old approach, right? And it could be a Java 8 style, Java 8 approach. So that way you can differentiate. So here what happened, right? I did the same, but I stored that into a variable, that also will find. And here what I'm doing, I'm just displaying directly to the sysout, right? Let me run this. Somewhere we have an error. What is the error? So close. I think I have one more extra closing. Let me close them. So see here I'm getting old approach 3 and Java 8 approach 3. Both are giving the same result only, right? But one I'm following the older approach using the for loop, and second I'm using the simple Java 8 style only, like that only. So that much the task has reduced in the streams. So that way you will get the requirement and you have created the piece of code for it. That's it for now. So we will continue that. Today we have covered like some example of filter, right? We will continue the same in the next video. So please watch it. If you like the video guys, please subscribe it. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.